Hi everyone, Lady Amalthea here with a few days of 31 Days of Tarot. So the last one I did was uh, maybe day 16? No, 18. I have no idea. There's just been a bit going on over the last few days. So where was I up to? Won't bother with 19. I don't buy decks if they give me the heebie-jeebies. My favourite tarot spread of the moment is one my friend Jade created, which is for the Iron and the Pearl Pentacle. And if you're familiar with those, it'll make sense, but if you're not, there's no point in explaining it, but it covers the points of the pentacle, and it is gorgeous. It is great. It was a great, I absolutely loved it when she did reading using it for me, so big fan of that one. 21. What cards relate to you personally, not just your astrological association or court cards? The card I relate to my living situation previously was the Three of Cups, but it can't be that at the moment because we now have 4 household members. Well, 5 if you include Gimli. But yeah, for the longest time, the Three of Cups was how I saw my housemates and myself. We have a very close bond, but yeah, now we do have an additional person who is wonderful and I do love, but that card just doesn't feel right to represent the 4 of us in relationship. So, but yeah, that, I guess when the Three of Cups comes up for me, I think of that relationship between myself and the other housemates. So, and then I know it says not court cards, but we did this exercise in this tarot course I did last year where you had to pick a court card to represent you and members of your family, and I realized the Knight of Cups was the one for me. Yeah, I'm very much a cups suit kind of person. It's my suit. I'm a water sign and a water being, and you know, I could swim before I could walk. I love the water. Speaking of the water, if you were shipwrecked on a desert island, which 5 tarot oracle decks would you want with you and why? I forgot the part that said oracle deck because obviously I would pick the Foxfire Kitsune. I looked it up. I finally know how to say it. Kitsune Oracle by Lucy Cavendish would be my number 1 deck in terms of oracles, but then the other 5 would be tarot decks. So Moonchild, always get a good read out of this. Next World, absolutely love this deck. Really great to work with. Star Spinner Tarot, gorgeous imagery. Lumina, my very first deck. And then of course my beloved, my Last Unicorn Tarot, which I love so much. Those would be the decks I would take with me. If I did have to cut out a single tarot deck to make place for my Kitsune Oracle, I'd probably take out Star Spinner, but I don't have to because it's in my channel. Therefore, I'd take 6. Mind you, if I was shipwrecked on a desert island, I'd be a bit more concerned about sunburn and dehydration and not having my medication. But you know, where are we up to? And today is the 23rd. So, what is your most sassy tarot deck and what is your most gentle tarot deck? Why did you pick these decks? Well, it's part of the reason I have this pile in front of me, because I would say my 2 sassiest would be these 2, Lumina and Next World. I'm pretty familiar with both of these decks because I worked with this one exclusively for 2 months, and this was the first deck I ever bought, and I did do, not that I completed it, but I started a course using this deck, so I'm pretty familiar with it, but they both have attitude, like they do. You don't come to these decks if you want something gentle. You do not. You come to these decks when you want to be told, when you want to be, you know, given an opinion by a tarot deck, which is if you're a reader, you get it. And then Gentlest, Last Unicorn, of course, my baby. I love this deck so much. One day, I truly hope I get to meet Peter S. Beagle, who seems like a delightful individual. Like, the cards, I mean, the fact that it's in this beautiful box, I was very privileged in that I was gifted this from a dear friend who I love very much. But just like the whole thing is an experience, like the book and the fact that I got the extra card, the signed card by Peter S. Beagle. Like, it's just, the colours are lovely on the backs and the gilding and all, the whole thing is wonderful. And I never, sure, it's not fun when you get a swords card, but it doesn't feel like it's beating you. Whereas some other swords cards certainly feel like they're actually actively punishing you just for existing. But yeah, but I would also say my Oak and Ashen Thorn, even though I've only been using it for like 2 weeks now, is definitely also a very gentle deck as well. I'm sure other decks I have are gentle and sassy and whatnot, but these are the ones that certainly come to mind, and not just because they're the ones I pulled out for today's kind of video. Yeah, I think that's all the prompts that I was behind on. I definitely like have missed a few on purpose for whatever reason. I'm just looking over them now. Yeah, pretty happy with catching up on those. I will be back at some point, maybe tomorrow, maybe not, who knows. And for now, I will say thank you, many blessings, and until next time.